back to the Daily Grind. Thanks for checking out the channel. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back pickle biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
Holy flying flipping flapjacks, full-time family. This video is gonna get a little bit edgy. Yo, Wonderboy Thompson has been backed into a corner, and it unintentionally or intentionally by the UFC with these new UFC welterweight rankings. Somebody pointed out this to me in the comments, and when I seen RDA respond to Wonderboy and politely decline his request for a #1 contender fight, I had to do some research and look into this, and we gotta go somewhere with this video, so walk with me. First of all, someone else in the comments said, yo, why does, okay, let's start from square one. Darren Till versus Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. After Darren Till got his big victory over Donald Cowboy Cerrone, he had all the hype in the world. Everybody wants to see Darren Till's, next fight. He's being looked at as the future of the welterweight division, but not only the welterweight division. He wants to take the welterweight division by storm, take that title, move up, take the 185-pound title, and even the light heavyweight title. And Darren Till is an undefeated prospect that looks like he has the skills to do it. He's not a guy that you look at Darren Till and say, yeah, but he's just kind of like a knockout artist. No, you look at him and say, that's one of the future best fighters on the planet, and he's very young today, and he's ready, he's confident, and he's eager. He wants to fight the best guys. What he wants to prove that he's the best striker in the world by fighting Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. But the problem is, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson's dad came out and said, yeah, no, my son's hands are like injured. We're not looking at the Darren Till fight. It wouldn't make much, sense for us. We're trying to fight up and get back to the title, not fight down. And that just threw all kind of red flags up, because for one, at that time, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson was ranked #3 in the welterweight division, or ranked #2. And we all know he's already fought for the belt twice versus the current champion Tyron Woodley. So, it raised my eyebrow, and I was like, how can Wonderboy's, team say that he only wants to fight up? Let's say he's ranked #2 right now and he beats the #1 contender. For one, that means the #1 contender's fighting down. So no matter what, somebody's fighting down. So I don't understand why Wonderboy gets to be the guy that fights up. That's just one part of the argument. And the other part of the argument is, let's say Stephen Wonderboy Thompson does fight up and beat the #1 contender. You're not getting a title shot most likely, because we've already seen you fight Tyron Woodley twice. So then what do you do? Sit at the #1 spot until Tyron Woodley, dies of old age? I don't, so I just wasn't understanding it much. Now come to the motherfucking comments. Someone pointed out, as I said, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, with Robbie Lawler losing, is now the #1 ranked fighter. There's no more fighting up for Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. The only person Stephen Thompson can fight up to is Tyron Woodley, and no one's buying that fight. No one liked the first two fights, even though the first fight was fight of the night at Madison Square Garden and takes too much slack, and people say Tyron Woodley and Wonderboy are both boring because they've seen the second fight as well. That first fight was fight of the night at UFC 205. Conor McGregor versus Eddie Alvarez was on that card. There was a lot of big fights on that card. So for Tyron Woodley versus Wonderboy to take fight of the night, you guys might need to go back and watch their first fight, not the second fight, the first fight, where Woodley almost had Wonderboy finish and it ended up ending in a draw. But still, with that being said, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson is now the #1 contender, and there was nowhere to go but down as far as who you're going to fight, because you can't fight Tyron. And so now does Darren Till get his opportunity? Stephen Wonderboy Thompson did say, hey, I want to fight RDA. Let's battle for the gold, we're both reaching for gold. And RDA was, that's where RDA responded here. And RDA was like, you got your shot at the title, now let me get mine. Politely declined him, and so now that opens the door back up for Darren Till as far as I'm concerned. Now, the excuse that we're probably going to get, and I say excuse because I don't understand why this fight wouldn't happen. Darren Till he's got a lot of fucking hype, and it's even kind of a good matchup for Wonderboy, as far as Wonderboy's a counter striker, and when he fights strikers, he's that's his best matchup. As far as you try and come in on Wonderboy or Holly Holm or Anderson Silva, that's when they're at their best, liable to clip you up on your way in. Darren Till's not scared. He said he's gonna knock Wonderboy out. Wonderboy's team has turned down the fight, and that brings us to the next point of, if Stephen Wonderboy Thompson teams comes out and continues to deny the fight with Darren Till, now that he's the #1 ranked contender and he can't fight down, now that RDA has turned down his fight opportunity, who is left for Stephen Wonderboy Thompson to fight? Robbie Lawler. We wanted to see Wonderboy versus Robbie, but now Robbie's coming off of a loss. You can't really be a guy coming off of a win, calling out a guy coming off of a loss when you've got young undefeated fucking Darren Till at your fucking neck. You know what I'm saying? So the last comment that was brought up to me is, hey, why does Tyron get slack whenever he says he doesn't want to fight a guy, but Wonderboy's getting a pass? I didn't even think about that, bro. You do have a good point. And I thought, oh, because Tyron, you know, it's just got a good name. Tyron. Everyone calls him Tyron. Well, motherfucking, this is about to be Stephen Wonderboy Thompson fucking around with me. If he don't take this fight with Darren Till, give me another excuse. Your hands are healed up. You can't fight up anymore. You can't get a title shot. RDA don't want to fight you. You're either Stephen Wonderboy Thompson that's about to fight Darren Till, or you're Stephen Wonderboy as far as I'm concerned, because it's got a ring to it. They call Tyron. Well, I'm about to start calling homie Wonderboy, and I'm a fan of him. But I'm just saying, if we're gonna give Tyron Woodley slack for wanting legacy fights over fighting Wonderboy twice and Maya next, and then we're gonna have to start calling fucking Wonderboy Thompson Wonderboy, and it is what it is. I just think that's a fucking pretty catchy nickname. And if he doesn't fight Darren Till, which is the fight that we all want to see as fans of the sport, what else are you doing if you're not running? You know what I'm saying? And when I say running, I don't mean scared. That's gonna be a theme on this channel, because I do feel like these fighters duck other fighters sometimes, but I don't feel like they're scared of them. But usually whenever you say someone's ducking someone, you're like, oh, you don't ever say a fighter's fucking scared. No, I'm not saying Stephen Wonderboy Thompson is scared of fucking anybody. I don't think any of these guys are scared. But when you're talking about ducking the fade, Darren Till is somebody that's getting ducked, and it is what it is. I'm looking forward to Stephen Wonderboy Thompson's whether he responds to RDA, who just turned down his title. You know, Wonderboy wanted an interim title fight with RDA. RDA turned it down. So we need to see what's next for Wonderboy. Darren Till's still waiting. It is what it is. I can't fucking wait, but I really hope that fight gets made. I can't tell you how much. Woo, it is what it is. Let the Full Time family know what you're thinking about in the comments. I'm telling you, I'm getting these cuss words limited. I'm not gonna stop them, but they're limited. I'm out.
Da 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 da! It's the motherfucking DOG.